Let's go look at a joint venture between Portugal and Ireland. And it is the 6th annual sustainability conference between the two countries that's happening in Portugal soon. Thank you very much to Rosa for this over at Martinhal, where it will be hosted, the Martinhal Residences. What we're looking at here is the 6th Sustainability Conference on Tuesday, March the 18th. So you've got a little bit of a couple of weeks, just under a couple of weeks to get yourself in line for attendance at this. And that'll be from 9 in the morning at the Martinhal Residences in the Orient area. So if you're traveling to Lisbon, you can get in on a coach and just toddle across the Parque das Nações and be there for an interesting lineup. The Ireland-Portugal Business Network, IPBN, announces its 6th annual sustainability conference. I didn't even know they did this. Isn't this great? It's their 6th edition. The Ireland-Portugal Business Network, delighted to announce this flagship sustainability conference, the 6th such gathering, set to take place at Martinhal, Lisbon, Orient on Tuesday, March the 18th, followed by a networking light lunch. Ooh, sounds even better. As a non-profit organization, the IPBN could not organize such an exciting conference without the support of our executive partners. Our members, our sponsors, IPBN, Geopalm, and Pine Hill International, and the official partner of the conference. Chitra Stern will be there, our friend Chitra, entrepreneur and founder of the Martinhal Resorts and the United Lisbon International School. Of course, we spoke to Martin Harris, the executive director from over there just recently. This highly anticipated event marks a celebration of St. Patrick's Day, to be sure, and will feature distinguished guests, including Alma Ni. Oh, how do I say that? Chogli? Ambassador of Ireland to Portugal. I wish I knew how to say that properly. And a minister of the Irish government as our keynote speakers. Connecting territories, the best of urban-rural cooperation. This sounds like a great theme. Themed connecting territories, the best of urban-rural cooperation. This year's conference will feature insightful panel discussions with leading experts from Ireland and Portugal addressing key sustainability challenges and opportunities in 3 critical areas. Number 1, community development and urban planning. 2, vertical farming and farming sustainability. I think the coach might fly over for that. We've been talking about vertical farming, haven't we? And farming sustainability and such things. That's an interesting section there. And 3, sustainable AI scale data centers. Ooh, a platform for business growth and partnership is what the IPBN is all about. So if you want to get along to that, I shall put the link in the chat for you so you can do exactly that. Join us in shaping a more sustainable future, they say. More details then on the link that I'm about to share with you in the chat. Well done. Keep up the good work, IPBN. Oh, Paul is Paul is also an excellent organization, but he is bestowing that honor upon the IPBN, an excellent organization of which I am pleased to be a member, an outstanding member. First thing in the morning, there you go, and there's the link to it. Right, good morning, Paul. Okay, the cyclone news. I mean, that sounds terrifying. What preparations are made in Australia? Is that a normal thing? Talking of the current weather patterns, Paul will be able to help me on this. All this wet weather, Paul, just recently, wet winter going into a wet spring. Is it normal? Is in your experience of Portugal? Is this quite normal? Yours is a voice I can trust and take some comfort from. What do you think with all of this rain at the moment and more to come? In fact, let's go there, shall we? Let's go there now. And we'll close that tab on the IPBN. And I'd like to, Paul, if you're going to be going to that, it'd be great to hear what you saw, what you heard, and how you got on there. Cyclone almost never goes down as low as Brisbane, if ever. Oh. Wishing the best for your sister et al., says Sarah Yerman, who's also with us this morning. Right, let's have a look at the weather for Portugal then. What sort of weather system is this that's creating a wet weekend? Literally, not just metaphorically, for the weekend ahead here. Only, 2 days away? It's Thursday already. How did that happen? Suddenly it was March. Now it's Thursday and the first weekend of March. And Portugal's weekend weather forecast then, according to the Portugal News, Lisbon, heavy showers. The north, wet weather. The centre, hold on a minute. There will be a chance of some sunny spells. The sun shines on the righteous, Paul, where Paul is. There will be a chance of some sunny spells on Saturday between periods of heavy rain. On Sunday, grey skies are forecast all day. This is the central region with temperatures peaking at an almighty 12 degrees and dropping to lows of 7, which isn't too bad, is it? From Monday, a mixture of sunny periods. Hopefully, my daughter's coming over from Italy. I need to show her this country in its best possible light, literally. So hopefully we'll turn a corner next week. The south then for the weekend, heavy showers. Madeira, Saturday is to be mainly dry with heavy cloud cover and some sunny spells. Very good. And the Azores, a cloudy and overcast weekend is forecast with highs of 15 and lows of 8 degrees. Right. So going back to Lisbon, heavy showers with some sunny spells forecast for the weekend in Lisbon. The north, the wet weather is to continue on Saturday and Sunday in the north with highs of 13 degrees and lows of 5 degrees. So there you go. That's how the Portugal news are looking at that, with no comment on. I mean, it is seasonal in a sense, isn't it? The wet weather, but this much of it. That's my question. Such prolonged dampness. It's getting to us all in the country where apparently it's for the Portuguese. They are struggling against some of the hardest conditions to heat their homes in terms of income. Which, of course, a salt in the wound with weekends such as the one forecast that's coming up. And certainly feeling that dampness here. Bom dia, Portugal, from João do Norte, João Ernesto do Norte, to give him his full title. And yep, vertical farming is a very promising technology. Long way to go, though. Is that a kind of vertical farming dad joke? Long way to go, though. And images of Jack and the Beanstalk as we head ever upward with its long way to go, though. There, I suspect that's not what you meant. Lisbon Marathon this weekend. Pray for no rain in the morning. Yeah, horrid conditions for running in. Oh dear. Right. Okay. My guess then is that if the Lisbon Marathon is planned for this time of year, they're not expecting it to pee down as it did last week, the week before that, and the week before that, and next weekend, and the weekend after that, possibly. Anyway. Enough moaning about the weather. I am British. I'm sure there's a medication I can get to help with that. I'm staying with the Portugal news in the broadest sense. Well, this isn't news. This is my opinion piece for the Portugal Resident. And loving what happened here. It's going to be in print next week, but it's already gone out on the online facility, i.e. the website. Look, I've dared to write about the future of Portugal and the world. Yes! Read all about it. If you want to know what's happening in the future, I've written about it, and it's on the Portugal Resident website. And it has confirmed, it showcases my newfound love of Emily Dickinson. I had no idea I loved Emily Dickinson so much, the great American poet, of course. And a chance to put across advice on writing, where Grant Snyder has picked up the poem. Can I read you a little bit of poetry? Tell all the truth, but tell it slant. Success in circuit lies. Too bright for our infirm delight, the truth's superb surprise. As lightning to the children eased, with explanation kind, the truth must dazzle gradually, or every man be blind. And that gave me great inspiration to find out more about Emily Dickinson and write about what I think is going on in the world at the moment and where we're headed. And to say, as it says here, I have Portugal down as a great place from and in which to experience, even enjoy this spectacle. What spectacle do I speak of? Read all about it in the Portugal Resident then. And I should put the link to my new article there as well. It'll be in print next week. So if you do want me to send you a signed copy of my printed article, you have to wait till next week. Although there is one in there this week, which I think let me see now. I've forgotten what I wrote about last week, but it was similarly hard hitting. It was, of course, why don't people stay in Portugal? Yeah, of course, a serious subject there. Oh, and the Trump triggering and transformation piece the week before that. Read all of those over at portugalresident.com on their lovely new website. I like it, Paul. Paul Reese is also a writer over there. And I really like what they've done with their new website. Latest news. Is this the most popular news or the latest news? I'd like to see, Ines, if you're watching, how do you nosh your nata? That was a popular one as well. I'd like to see what the most popular news picks are. I'm sure they can configure that on their website. And I would like to see comments. I know it means more extra work for the good folks of the Portugal Resident. Sorry to miss yesterday. Where's your letter? Sorry to miss yesterday. You can have one authorized absence, everybody. You campers. It's a bit like going to school in England at the moment. In the UK, there are fines if you don't show up for more than one day, and we do need notice if you're not going to be here, please, to the assistant head. Sorry to miss yesterday. We used the 1 day break in the weather. Not moaning at all, like me. To the 1 day break in the weather to pop to the end of the world. Finisterre, España. What a brilliant place to visit and enjoy. Only 3 hours by motorway, or 4+ if you avoid tolls, which I think is always worth doing here in Portugal to see more of the country. But yeah, if you're in a hurry, great toll roads as well. Pictures to follow, I dare say. I hope you had a great time at the end of the world there. Winter seemed to get longer the older I become. This sounds poetic as well, Paul. This year surely has been wetter than normal, but so good for the reservoirs. Stop it, Paul. Stop it. Poorly insulated homes. I mean, yeah, that's some really good sort of modern thinking, isn't it? Let's not mend or improve the infrastructure for water. Let's just pray for more rain. Poorly insulated homes increase the misery. Oh dear, roll on springtime. Spring rolls. Yes, please. Oh my goodness. My soy sauce is ready for a spring roll or a roll on spring. My goodness. Is that a very British turn of phrase? I think it is, isn't it? Roll on. It does sound like Vera Lynn is going to burst into song at any minute, Paul, doesn't it? Roll on springtime in Blighty. Oh, it'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when. Come on, Paul, join in with me. Bon dia from Pam Smith, who I think might also join me in a rendition of the White Cliffs of Dover towards the end of the show. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry, nor do I. Right. Where was I before I so rudely interrupted myself many times? Waiting for Mrs. M to join me on the screen at 8:20. She's a bit of a sleepyhead this morning. I know what I wanted to show you. Look, how long does it take to learn the official languages of European countries? Now, there is a blue that is the blue countries there are denoted as good luck. The others, including Portugal, Spain, France, Italy, and Sweden, would you believe it only takes 24 weeks to learn Portuguese, according to this map? I don't know who they Portuguese children don't even learn Portuguese in 24 weeks, do they? What is this? Maps in the feed.